Rowan stood on the wall that surrounded New Torwood City and watched a cat cross the grasslands. Silhouetted against the midnight sun, the train of wind-powered cars really did look like a caterpillar, but white sails made it part butterfly, too. The cat sailed west, away from the city, and Rowan bit down on a sudden rush of envy. Phalion launched from her shoulder and flitted into the great expanse of sky, but only for about a dozen yards before the wind buffeted him. The little mech bird returned to her shoulder and clicked his metal wings in irritation. "You know, you have to be careful up here. That wind can be fierce." She patted him with the tip of a finger as she gazed at the amazing vista spread out before her. The meadows went on for miles in an endless sea of grass that shimmered green and gold until it met the Ubrulin mountain range far to the north. Their jagged peaks like teeth that had rent the horizon. It was beautiful, majestic, and empty. New Torwood City wasn't on the way to anywhere. It held little strategic significance for the bigger cities to the south, and so it was mostly left out of squabbles over land and resources. You could see its gray walls from the old Kanta highway that wayfarers still used to cross the meadows, but you had to be very foolish or very brave to make that journey. Which were they? The ones riding the cat. Brave, she decided. Brave and lucky. The only way she ever saw the outside world was when she came up here. The wall was her refuge from the endless functions, galas, and state dinners that Regent Atherton expected her to attend. She was supposed to be at one such gala in less than an hour. Screw that plan. She had real work to do, and besides, the day was too bright and warm to be stuck inside chatting with some stiff ambassador from the southern cities. When he discovered she was gone, the regent would reprimand her, of course, but he couldn't punish her. She'd learned that golden rule many years ago when she was a lonely, unruly child. And once she'd learned it, she'd refused to be stuffed back into her princess ball gown again. 6 stories above the busy streets, she could forget that stifling life. She pressed her hands to the wall. Her left, fully human hand wore a black fingerless glove. The sun-baked stone was hot under her touch. The fingertips of her right hand were even more sensitive, though they were fully gloved in supple black leather. The glove hid the mech prosthetic, gifted to her by Uncle Hermie after the horrific childhood incident that caused the amputation of her arm halfway to her elbow. It also dampened the hypersensitivity of the mech fingers, otherwise she'd go mad from the constant onslaught of sensory input from the hand. Anything Mage made, whether stone, metal, or wood, brought a reaction from her mech touch. Even now, as she leaned on the wall, it sent magic deep into the stones, tracing mortar lines like neural pathways and pinging back information about the wall's health and stability. Rowan patted the stones. All was well with her city's mighty fortress. She opened a pouch on her tool belt and pulled out a timepiece made of brass gears and cogs, arranged as much for their aesthetics as for functionality. The longest arm ticked off the last seconds before 9 o'clock. Rowan counted with it. 3, 2, 1. Talus appeared in the distance, right on time. He was a mech marvel. 76 feet tall, he could rest his chin on the wall if he wanted to. Of course he didn't. He was just an automaton, a Pneuma creation that Harry Hightower gifted to the city founders,